Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking rust proofing with my good friend Kirk Robinson from Robinson Automotive. First, over 35 years now in business. All types of consumer cars, some of the best restoration jobs I've ever seen.
I like to think so.
Yes, enforcement, vehicles, race cars, on top of which he hosts his own automotive show. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Rustproofing. What is it? First of all, everybody tries to sell it to me when I'm buying a new or used vehicle.
So well, good question, Juliana. It's a profit center for the dealers. Obviously, that's what it is. When you get it done at the dealer, the costs there, I hear upwards of $1,500. So you see the electronic rust proofing, which doesn't work, I'm sorry. There is an electronic rust proofing that works on pipelines and ships. That's a different kind of technology. It's often confused with what they're putting on at the dealers. In the old days, when they sold the electronic rust proofing, they used to bolt the module onto the firewall, right?
Okay.
But what they found out is the screws were rusting where they bolted the module. So they felt that wasn't good. So then now they Velcro it to the battery or tape it to the side of the vehicle. The theory is that there's a current going through your entire car and it's going to prevent your car from rusting. But if you think about an automobile as it's constructed, you have the body of the car, you have the frame, you have rubber insulators, so you don't have vibration from the frame to the body, and all of those hinges and all of the wiring. There's no way current could transfer through the entire car, right? So they don't work. And the other thing to look at with rust proofing is proper rust proofing will lubricate all of the threads underneath the vehicle, the suspension bushings, and you'll get a longer life. In Canada, you got to have it done. Now, the thing to be careful of,
How long does that last?
Usually, depending on the product you use, but usually 12 to 18 months. The product that we use corrosion free. But the stuff I'm seeing at dealer level is sort of a wax base, right? And then it hardens, and you don't want that to happen. So usually they'll do the electronic rust proofing and the wax base. Or some are shooting that black tar because folks see that and think that's amazing. But when it hardens, what it does is it traps air, you see, under the product. And then moisture is always in air. So then you get rust underneath the rust proofing. So, the product we spray always stays pliable, doesn't drip, and then dissipates moisture. And you just have to have it reapplied every 12 to 18 months.
And how long does it take to go on? How long is the whole
Usually
process?
it takes us about an hour to do it. We remove a lot of the panels. On this vehicle, we've got the panels on, but we can just kind of give you a visual as to what the product looks like and how it doesn't drip.
Okay.
It's important to pick a rust proofing that doesn't have solvents in it. There are some rust proofings out there that will swell the rubber seals. So over time, you'll see that cars with that dark tinge under the doors and the rubber seals are sagging. Well, that's a product that has some solvents in it. So it's screwing that up as well.
How does it affect the warranty if you're doing it versus the dealer? Are they trying to say do aftermarket because it will fix something?
We run into that often because, of course, if it's at the dealer, it's the best, right? But what I know the areas that they try to blame on certain makes and models. Ford's big on having problems with their evap canisters by the fuel tank. So if you shoot rust proofing on it, they just love to say it was the rust proofing and they won't warranty it. So I have my guys, avoid those areas. They just spray and leave like a 1 foot dry area around it. And I almost want to put a little sign next to it saying, we did not spray this, so don't blame us, right? So you have to warn, but they do play some games, but like the corrosion-free product is non-toxic. You could spray it inside a computer, it wouldn't hurt anything, right? Yeah, so it's more like a dielectric grease of sorts, right? So it's very safe for the electronics. We do a lot of hybrids. We've done some Teslas. So nothing to worry about.
I was going to ask that if it was a different process between EVs, hybrids, and full-on ICE vehicles, but it doesn't.
No, you just have to be aware where you spray it because once again, you don't want that warranty issue. Because it'll land at the dealer and then they'll be like, hey, you shouldn't have sprayed here. This failed because of that. When they don't understand the product, they don't even know what happened. So the chap that applies it obviously has to know what he's doing.
Yeah, obviously. So we have a demonstration here with Brendan is actually going to show us what rust proofing is.
Yeah. So you can see when it goes on, there's no dripping, and it's clean, it's clear. And we would obviously remove more panels as we do it, but we're just doing this for the demo. But then you can see it's just, and it stays there. It's designed to cling to the metal, so that's why it doesn't drip. Basically, we try not to shoot plastic because it will drip off of plastic, but it's designed, so we remove all the underbody panels and then we spray, right? So, and you can see it gets on the threads, so if someone has to take this component off later, this nut will come off, right? But you look at the typical car in Canada, when we go to work on it, usually requires us using torches and, you know, heating things, and actually it costs the consumer a lot more because sometimes as you're going into a repair, it's more costly because we have to change more components because they were all seized up when we take it apart. So then we have to add labor time as well, right? So when you have this done, everything comes apart. So we actually like to work on cars, you know, with rustproofing on them to a point.
Okay. So you mentioned cost. What is the low to high end? Is there a different cost in between small cars?
Yeah, this is like 200 to a pickup is probably 300. So it's not, yeah, that's the joke, right?
Oh, wow. So not $1,500.
No. I should sell those electric modules. You can buy like a container of them for 25 bucks from China, and then you could sell them for like 500 bucks, right? But I have integrity, so I guess I can't do that, right?
Yeah. Okay, so again, quickly, do's and don'ts. If you're looking for rust proofing, if at the dealership or aftermarket, what are, and just repeat essentially some of those do's and don'ts that you said before. What kind of product?
Yeah, you don't want one with solvents. You don't want wax-based. You don't want the black tar. All of those trap moisture, right? Yeah. So you actually want a product that will lubricate the threads and the components under the car so the car comes apart. Okay. You have to think about park brake cables. They have to move, all of those things. So a proper rust proofing will save you a lot of money over time. The electronic, it's my opinion, no technology there that really proves it. Yeah, I mean, you're overpaying usually. It's a profit center. Yeah, it's like buying the fabric protection, right, that they put on the seats. Yeah. You can go in Scotch Guard. You can go and buy that at the parts store for what, 10 bucks a bottle, spray it, but you pay them 300 bucks or something, right?
Exactly. Well said. Yeah. Do you recommend rust proofing for, doesn't matter if you're in Canada, the US, hot weather, super snowy, cold?
If there's salt in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And if there's salt in the air. Yeah. Okay. So Canada for sure. You have no choice on this. If you want to keep your car, that's why we added it to our business, is I'm not really fond of having to do it, you know, but as far as our maintenance packages for our clients, the cars were lasting very long. We have clients that have 700,000 KS on their vehicle, right? Because they have proper maintenance. But then I noticed the body's going, so then they're going to sell it. Not that you want to keep your car that long, but I have some that have. But, you know, they drive up to 300, 400, 500,000 K. The body looks perfect. The lady that had the truck that had 700,000 K sold it.
Wow.
Somebody wanted to buy it and bought it, you know, and it was very clean body because we had done the rust proofing, you know, ever since. So there's good value, right? Yeah. For the cost.
Okay, so for my viewers, the name of your TV show and then how we find you online.
Auto Experts on Kojiko TV, and if you want to go to our website, it's robinsonautomotive.com.
Thank you.
Thank you, Juliana.